Recorded live from the G.O.T. Sound Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the All About Nothing podcast. The views expressed on this program are the opinions of the hosts. Listeners are encouraged to follow the show on Twitter at AAN_pod or at theallaboutnothing.com. You can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com. You may also call and leave the show a message at 803-672-0533. Thank you for listening.
Oh, we're doing it now. That sounds great. All right, welcome to the All About Nothing podcast. Zach King, Trent Clark, Dominique, Stewart, Nique The Geek, Barrett Gruber, the All About Nothing podcast. Guys, what do you think?
We're in a new place.
It is a new place.
It is a brand new world.
It's amazing.
Fantastic.
Y'all did a great, fantastic job.
Now, Nique, now to our listeners, do not be all up in their ear with the crunch mouth, okay? They are not.
And in all honesty, there is a bit of celebration because normally we would have recorded about half an hour of the show by now.
Oh,
yeah.
But we're slowly working through getting everything. Look, it is. We didn't do a show last week because it was Valentine's Day.
It was.
That's what we're gonna blame it on.
And we didn't want to piss our significant others off, so we did the right thing.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna claim I was concerned about that. So truth be told, you guys didn't get together, but I wasn't gonna be able to make it anyway because I was exposed to somebody who tested positive for COVID.
Yes, right.
One of our fans, right?
Yeah. Thankfully, though,
they be coming out of nowhere. They be coming up at like
it
Walmart.
happens.
Hey,
Ultimately, it's gonna happen.
All about nothing.
Yeah.
All about nothing.
I'm going to be completely honest, though. But because of that, I felt as though it was irresponsible for me to, I guess, potentially expose you guys if I tested positive. Now, I tested negative. I don't know. I've tested negative over the course of a week. I tested negative 3 times. So I don't know if I'm just superhuman. I have the Donald Trump immunity, maybe. I don't know.
I heard that this week that they were saying one of the aides came out and said that he was actually very close to being put on a ventilator.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, it's a shame we didn't miss out on that, right?
Oh yeah, that would have been a hell of a story.
Oh, that's crazy.
I almost would have been perfectly fine with that. That would have been. I would not have had an issue with that.
I had the best ventilator ever.
Yeah. So here we are. We are now in the new G.O.T. Sounds Studio here in Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm still trying to get hooked up to the Wi-Fi. I'll be
me too. But we'll get it later.
We're working on our kinks. All right.
Yeah, we're working on some kinks.
We are joined in the studio by Dominique, Nique The Geek here. In just shout out again. This is the new G.O.T. Sound Studio, and I want to thank Nique The Geek for allowing us to be in here. And I guess that we are. Are we the first?
Y'all are the first, so this is like an experiment right now.
Fair enough.
It's a lot of stuff I got to work out the kinks. Like, like low key, I shouldn't do this, but I hear like a little buzz.
I do too.
Yeah, you hear it?
I don't hear a buzz.
I don't hear it either.
Maybe it's the headphones. I don't know, but I'm gonna work that out.
Okay.
A few kinks I got to work out. You know what I'm saying?
We will. You know, by the time we get through everything and we're good and everything, we'll this will continue to sound the quality that our fans are used to. And I by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, I've dubbed our fans the Nothingers.
Yeah. I like it.
You
The
guys
Nothingers.
listening,
The
yeah,
Nothingers.
you guys listening to the show are now actually officially the Nothingers. But yeah, no, G.O.T. Sound Studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. If you have any business needs for recording, if you have any desire to do a podcast, if you have any musical desire, this is where you want to come. You can find all the details on Facebook.com. Just search for G.O.T. Sound Studio, or you can head over to our website where we have a new section called Friends of the Pod, and there are links to specific people that we've either had on the show or we have are now advertising on our website, just as people to shout out to.
Fun fact.
Hold on. Before you start out with a fun fact, is it a fun fact or is this
Fun fact about the studio.
okay?
You know, we are wheelchair accessible now. Because before at the other one,
All one of you, whoever came in here in a wheelchair.
yes, before you had steps at the other place. So
we had to drag you up the stairs.
Yeah. So
Leave your wheelchair at the door.
that's right. So now you just got a straight ramp up there. You know?
Honestly, I didn't hear any complaints out of Trent when he was having to carry people
No.
up the
Yeah,
stairs.
man. You know, stairs
We were
don't
gonna-
help.
The only complaints I ever heard were out of the people being dragged up the stairs. That was the issue.
We were gonna have Larry Flynn on, but he's
They're like,
gone.
oh man. They're
Those
like,
of you
oh
who came in
man.
a wheelchair, we're sorry that we prolonged your healing process.
That turned out
You will
to be
now be healed.
that turned out to be
Oh
far
my
more embarrassing than I think any of us would have liked. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna start the show now, and I think the only way really to do it is honestly, Ted Cruz was in the news.
He's an asshole. We already knew he's an asshole. Now he's just an uber asshole.
He
Yeah.
is the.
I think even his
asshole.
people
Yeah.
are like, "What an asshole."
Yeah. Well, even on Fox News, I think Tucker Carlson actually made a comment about like how awful this potentially looked.
Horrible.
Fucking awful.
Yeah.
Like, can we say that? Like,
It's
those
not.
words.
But it's not awful. It's what happens. You really think you're gonna sit here and really think that anytime a national disaster is happening, your politician is there getting their hands dirty?
They will be now. Because they just put pictures of Ted Cruz is now out there
But
with
I'm
his
saying,
mask
yeah.
on.
I
helping
think all
people.
that did was just shine a light on what actually happens during national disasters.
If you're
So
a public
here's-
servant, you should get called out on shit like that.
So here's the thing. Again, spoiler alert. I mean, honestly, not spoiler, I guess, but news alert. If you use this show for your news,
Please do
you're,
not.
You're way behind. So last week, Texas was hit by a terrible winter storm. And it's a winter storm that stretched from the southern border with Mexico all the way to the Canadian border, from the Midwest all the way to the East Coast. They felt the impacts in more than more than I don't know 25 states. I mean, it was across the board. And ultimately, Texas saw freezing rain, snow, temperatures that dipped into the lower teens and upper single digits. And while Texas's freedom-fighting, elitist eliminating people person, Senator Ted Cruz used his government earned sky miles to book a weekend vacation to February frigidless Cancun at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel.
Well, what adjectives did you use to describe him? Like powerful. What did you say?
Oh, I was being slightly
Yeah, I
sarcastic.
know. No.
he was going crazy.
yeah.
Slimy Ted.
Yeah, Texas freedom fighting, elitist eliminating
Oh my
people
God.
person. Senator
Well,
Ted Cruz.
his mask on the plane had a cannon on it that said like "Come and get it,"
Yeah.
like the Alamo thing.
Oh
while
my
he's
God.
sitting in first class in his loafers.
That wasn't first class.
Business
That looks
class.
No,
like
that was. I think he was bumped up I think he was on the waiting list for business class. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I'm pretty sure that they looked at him and was like, "No, you're fucking Ted Cruz."
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't the sardine.
Not
can
even
that's
having
called-
sex with Todd Cruz. You.
And then he tried to lie about it and say I was gonna come back, but clearly the plane ticket said you was booked to come back way later than what it said.
Look
Yeah.
at the text messages his wife was sending.
Bro,
out.
that got sent out from like a group chat. So imagine that's
Well,
like
I
a
think,
group chat
Barrett,
that you got.
You got them.
Yeah, I've got. Here,
That's
this is an
crazy.
interview with Ted
That's
Cruz.
crazy.
This is an interview with Ted Cruz.
It was obviously a mistake, and in hindsight, I wouldn't have done it. I was trying to be a dad.
Yeah. Okay. Next time you feel like you need to be a dad, I need everyone in this room that has children. Okay, the three of us.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nique.
Yeah,
Wait, that you know of?
we
No?
get to go to Cancun.
Oh, man, yeah.
I need. We're all going to book flights to be a good dad.
Well, that should be a government thing paid for by Ted Cruz, like the Be a Dad Fund.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we need a Be a Dad Fund.
Maybe
Or
you
some
should
sort of a
start that.
tax break.
Yeah.
The dad tax break.
Yeah,
The good dad tax
Good
break.
dad tax break. Cancun,
And
right?
to be a son fun.
Be your son fun. That's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy that you want to build a wall just so you can fly over it.
Ted Cruz
Right?
is walking. Fizzle
Isn't that crazy? What was it?
Drip. Fizzle drip.
Oh,
Ted
frazzle,
Cruz-
frazzle drip.
Frazzle drip.
Oh my
Frazzle
God.
faucet.
Frazzle drip.
See, I was not here for it. I didn't think I had
He's
to be
walking
here for it
frazzle
again.
drip.
Yeah.
He is showing strong signs of the symptoms.
That's why it looks like he's melting.
So here's a continuation.
We had spent 2 days without power, and my girls wanted to take a trip with their friends and frankly get somewhere where it was warmer. I flew them down last night, and then I just flew back today.
Anyone want to guess how many residents there are, or how many people live in Texas? I'm assuming it's somewhere
That's
in
millions.
the
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
several
A lot.
millions.
That's a whole country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
San Antonio,
by themselves.
Houston,
Them in
Dallas,
California
yeah, all
could
that.
definitely split off and do their own thing.
Yeah, and Ted Cruz his kids, his family felt as though it was cold and they were without power for a couple days. So.
Dad, we gotta get out of here.
I guarantee you that
Can't
Ted
charge the phone.
Cruz had 18 generators in his garage
Probably.
on ready to go, and his daughters was like, "Look, Dad, the Petersons down the street are going to Cancun. We're going eat, and you're gonna let us go, Dad."
No, you know
and he's
what?
like, "All right, honey."
I bet you all his cables are underground, so his power never went out.
Yeah, he's probably got like.
I'm telling you, Ted Cruz probably never lost power. Y'all not reading into this. He never
No.
lost power.
Probably on a
It
ranch.
was never cold.
Probably on a ranch living
Yeah.
good.
Like, it
One
was-
of the kids went to
think
their
he's in
mom.
Houston.
One of the kids had to go to their mom and be like, "Mom, Dad's gonna eat the cat if we don't go. He
Yeah.
keeps holding it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
crazy.
you know,
I'm gonna eat this.
I think. Yeah.
we gotta survive."
So
You sound like I'm sorry.
No, no, you're good.
You sound like Zach Galifianakis.
Think about his month though. He's had the worst month. You started off with a mullet.
Lady Gaga.
Oh,
You
yeah.
he started off with the mullet now,
Yeah,
and then you
that was
end the month is not even over with. Like all this is in Black History Month. Ted Cruz is now the new Black History Month.
Oh, what?
Like I'm just saying, like he took it over.
He took over
He's
February.
been think about it, he's been in the news ever since February started.
So
Oh,
he
man,
like-
you're right.
like-
so
think
Ted
about it.
Cruz gentrified.
Black History
He
Month.
took over
History
like
Month.
he's like, yo, this
Not this month.
this year is about me.
Yeah,
You slimy.
I've been
you,
very
Fred.
active the rest of the year. I'm taking Black History Month.
Yeah, like
Oh my God, that's bad.
I'm telling you, fuck you, Ted.
So
Cruz.
yeah, so the Cruz family planned on spending 3 sun-filled days in the laps of paradise, staying at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Fortunately for wife Heidi and the kids, half-empty bag human potato chip of hold on, let me read that again. Half-empty bag of human potato chips. A man contemplating when it will be his turn to spread Donald Plump's cheeks and pucker up. Ted Cruz booked a flight back Thursday morning after relentlessly being thrashed on social media, both by conservatives and liberal media.
We call that people in general.
Yeah, he flew back under police escort through the airport. Meanwhile, Texas is returning to a colder version of normal as temperatures cross the freezing mark back above the positive line.
I started having second thoughts almost the moment I sat down on the plane. So I changed my return flight and flew back on the first available flight I could take.
This was what Governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, had to say about this.
I haven't been following people's vacation plans. We've been working literally all night.
Yeah, so like he's trying to play above it, but Abbott's already got issues too. Because if it weren't for Greg Abbott and the 3 years that he's been in office, like Texas made the decision. Did you all see the drone footage of the highway that runs like literally down the Texas-Arkansas border?
No.
One side is covered in snow. The other side has been plowed.
Yes.
Really?
The side that's been plowed was Arkansas. The side that hadn't was Texas. Like literally, Texas was.
Even the buildings didn't look as covered and shit. Like they had done something about
Yeah,
it.
the electricity was running.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they had. heat.
they had their grid. That's what it was. The buildings were just melting some of it off, I guess.
I mean, that's what happens. The thermals come out, whatever. But yeah, this was one particular voter in Texas.
To go fly to warmer weather when people are freezing in their homes shows exactly how out of touch he is. People are dying.
Yeah, and after
Y'all voted for him, so
well,
that being here's the
not
world's
everybody.
smallest
I don't know
violin.
that
probably
lady.
didn't.
He lost. He
probably did.
almost lost that election. It was very slim that.
I mean,
Beto-
it's not to say you deserve this
Sure.
blizzard.
Oh no.
But I mean, this is your guy. Half of you, at least.
He deserved. Yeah, half of them
Yeah.
exactly. He deserved it. This was an
I
interview.
don't like this being used as a distraction from the real issues.
It wouldn't be a distraction if you'd stayed here and said these same things.
That was the interviewer.
Right, and gotten out
Yeah.
in the streets.
I agree. The angry haters screaming resign, I think that is a sad sign of where we are. I don't do that to other people.
Which is bullshit. He
Yeah, he does.
absolutely does
Oh
that to
my
people.
God.
I mean, he argues with Seth Rogen on it, right?
Right?
And I'll try to pull it up, but his tweet, Seth Rogen's tweet, I'll let you continue. But once I have it, I'll show you.
Yeah.
I mean, he just continuously is. I mean, I don't like to use the word bullying, but Ted Cruz kind of deserves it. But he comes out there just swinging at Ted
Oh yeah,
Cruz. And
and rightfully so.
It's fantastic.
Don't you think it's a little conspiracy theories?
Jesus.
Think about it. Ted Cruz is one of the people that's been fighting this Section 230, like trying to make it tougher on Facebook.
Until
Who makes people go viral? Facebook and Twitter.
Think
about it.
All I'm gonna say.
Hold on, real
Think
quick.
about it.
We need to. I'm sorry. We need to make like a little.
No, you had it. You
theme
just
song
took
for him.
Yeah, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna steal the X Files. I'm gonna steal the X Files.
X-Files.
Yeah.
Trent's conspiracies.
Yeah.
Think about it. I'm saying.
That's exactly what
Think
the
about
sound
it.
is gonna fit. Now, ultimately, I don't think Facebook and Twitter and all of those had anything to do with him going viral.
No, I mean they just helped. They boosted it up.
I won't deny that it helped, but
it helped.
I also have to acknowledge the fact that ultimately people were taking pictures of him in the airport. Like he was in the I think it was the United Airlines
Why didn't you fly private?
Well, probably because first of all,
he's a millionaire,
He's
right?
probably stuck in the snow.
But there's almost no one out. He doesn't own a plane though, and there's almost no one
But
out
it's
there that
like
will let him fly their private
rappers
jets.
get private planes all the time.
They don't take them for flies though. They just take pictures in them on the ground.
But I'm just saying, like he had to know somebody in Texas with a plane.
That's the thing.
They're probably struggling.
But I don't think there's anybody in Texas that would give him a plane.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he's writing his own check to the grave right now, political grave. He is doing so poorly. His numbers are down. I feel like if Beto O'Rourke were to run against him this coming election, like not 4 years from now when he runs it. 4 years from now is when Ted Cruz is up again. If he was running against him now, like if the election was starting this year, Beto O'Rourke would walk all over him.
All right, watch this. This is what Seth Rogen said to him. I think Senator Ted Cruz is desperately trying to rebrand from the inspired a deadly insurrection motherfucker to left my constituents to freeze to death so I could go to Cancun motherfucker. But luckily, he can be both. He's just a big old motherfucker.
Ted Cruz had a response to that, I assume.
No, he didn't.
No response. No, that's
He didn't wanna
genuine.
go viral.
He the other ones he did though, so which is great. He's like, I am a motherfucker.
That I am proudly.
You're a motherfucker, Ted.
Yeah, ultimately, I think I feel as though this has got to do something to Ted Cruz, but I also have to acknowledge that there's a good possibility he's not going to grow out of this. It's not going to change who he is as a human being or lack thereof.
This is privilege.
So before the show, I asked the guys if they had the opportunity to come up with just some Ted Cruz rants. Zach was reading his, and I wanted to give him enough time to read his because his was exceptionally long. So I didn't want to overstep too much.
Well, I took mine from a movie, but I felt it was very apropos.
I took mine from a movie too, so go ahead.
If he was here, we would tell him that he's a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, floor flushing, low life, snake licking, dirt eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood sucking, dog kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat ass, bug eyed, stiff legged, spotty lipped, worm headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Sounds like a Eminem verse.
It had all the rhymes.
All the way from Mom's Spaghetti.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
So I wrote down, these are my descriptions of what I think of Ted Cruz. This is what I think of. Flaming bag of human dog turds. Human representation of the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Burning dumpster fire that no one wants to acknowledge. Half-eaten burrito made of cabbage. The violent effects of climate change on a moldy banana. Ted Cruz is a chainsaw accident survivor but plastic surgery failure.
That's the best one. I love that one.
Not Seth. Who is it? Samantha B said that he was a rodent-faced soup sponge. He was the terrifying fundamentalist Swamp Reagan. An obvious wrench in the gears of government. That was actually Al Franken. A world-class butthole. America's Newman. And the love child of Joe McCarthy and Dracula.
America's
What you got, Nique?
Oh, I don't know.
What would you call Ted?
I've been busy.
He has been. He's been busy. He's been ultimately very busy.
I've been
Shit's
working
a
on my
booger eater.
insults.
I got you.
Let me see a picture of him, and I'll do it on the spot.
It's just plain and simple, man. He's just a half-dead motherfucker, man.
You got every Friday.
Yeah, he's just a half-dead motherfucker. Like, it's over for him, man. It's nothing. It's nothing left.
And ultimately, the worst part is that Ted Cruz wasn't even he wasn't the only one to flee Texas.
No.
During this whole thing. Texas state lawmaker Gary Gates lost power at his Fort Bend County home on Tuesday evening.
Like Bill Murray.
Yeah. Poor Bill.
No, don't
Murray.
do Bill
Sorry,
Murray.
Bill.
Resident of South Carolina.
Yeah, Bill, resident, man.
So he lost power at his Fort Bend County home on Tuesday evening, and on Wednesday morning he hopped on his private jet. So he's got a private jet to the magical land of Orlando, Florida.
See what I mean?
His ill-timed escape came on the same day as Senator Ted Cruz and his family flew to Cancun, just as the extreme winter storm was unfolding into a once-in-a-generation crisis in Texas. Millions.
Do you think that he went to Cancun because that's where he was born in Mexico?
Because it was warm there.
He is right?
No, I don't think he's Mexican.
His real name's Roberto or some shit.
Yeah, but I thought his father was Cuban.
Well, right. So he's like a natural-born citizen there, right? Dual citizenship going?
Cancun's been open ever since this pandemic. Like, that's the number one spot. I see all the rappers, all the entertainers. That's where they've been. All the basketball players, that's where they've been going. Tulum, Mexico, and Cancun is where everybody has been.
Ultimately, I'm just going to be honest. I don't
that
think
in
this
Atlanta.
is a Republican. This isn't a Republican versus Democrat.
Well, he whitewashed himself, right?
Yeah, of course.
So,
yeah. No, he changed. Well, I mean, he still held on to the Cruz name, but yeah, Ted.
Well, he's like,
Theodore.
Tom Cruise can do it. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, you spelled it wrong.
That's
I say you spelled it wrong. You spelled it differently. No, I don't want to consider it. So far, more than 30 deaths due to exposure. The fear is that there may have been this could have been a Katrina-level event, and that there may be many uncounted in Texas.
Definitely.
It's also important to note, I found no articles. So, well, hold on. First, let me just say. So the reason that Gates left, and this was his excuse, he said that, let's see, he said they made the decision after his pipes burst, 30% of his home flooded, and he began to see mold. Now, I searched the internet and could find no articles of scientific nature supporting the fact that mold will grow in anything over the freezing point. There's no way he saw mold growing in his house.
Well,
maybe he was.
He been had mold.
Maybe he had a very heated home.
He said he lost power. He said he lost power, and the pipe
he lost
burst.
Initial power. I bet you had, like you said.
I'm saying he been had mold. He's just blaming it on it now. He's
a lot of people were getting sick or hurt because they would, from what I read on Newsweek, I believe it was that people were bringing their fucking barbecue cookers inside.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Their generators inside.
You're going to
that's
poison
carbon
yourself
monoxide
with
poisoning.
Yeah, already. That's what. That's what people from downtown just died from.
Yeah, that's just.
You gotta
you
be
don't want
better
to.
than
Yeah,
that.
you can't be. That's not smart. I mean, people. I
do like back in the day and open the stove.
Nah, man. People like even my uncle to this day still uses a kerosene heater in his trailer.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like
the ovens, the open oven days.
That's always been dangerous.
I got to be
me.
honest. Every time I cook something with the oven in the winter, I usually let the oven just sit open.
Open.
to heat the house.
My son ain't doing that. My son running up straight to that thing and trying to touch it. So
we used to boil noodles, like make noodles on the kerosene heater in snowstorms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, noodles you can make hot sausages, man. Oh, man.
Kerosene heater
was not sure where he was going.
Oh yeah.
Did y'all see?
My mom be like, "Well, you better stay
grits?
away from that. You will
You can
die.
make grits.
You will die." she made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She didn't say you get burnt. You will die.
I've never actually
Not half dead.
Actually
Dead.
filled it up. Like, I would never touch it to fill it up.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I was scared of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That she was like, "Die."
My uncle was like, "Yo, this is my job." I'm like,
I was like, "Can I eat these noodles?"
We put them on the death machine, and now we're gonna eat them.
What is kerosene? Why are we burning it?
It's the least combustible of all the fuels.
this is what messed me up. Whenever I went to the gas station, whenever I was younger, and I seen them filling up the kerosene different from gas, and I was like, Isn't it the same?
Mom, put some kerosene in the car. It's cheaper.
Yeah, like it's
It
way
burns
cheaper.
different. It definitely burns.
It's
different.
basically like diesel and or jet fuel. They're all they
But
kind of have
yeah,
the same burn.
when Bill Gates said, Bill Gates, right? When he says he has more, I feel like he just saw some like.
Oh, Gary Gates, yeah.
Oh, Gary Gates.
Yeah, Gary Gates.
No, if I saw
It's
Bill
Texas.
Gates saying
I-
it,
okay,
I'd be like,
Bill
well, no.
Gates has a house that tells
Isn't
him when
he
he
in
has
Texas?
a rat in his house.
Isn't Bill
Like,
Gates in Texas?
No, Bill Gates is in California.
Hey, yo, Bill.
Or
you
no,
have a
Washington.
rat in your
Washington
I think
house.
he's in Washington.
Who said they were moving to Texas? Elon
Joe
Musk.
Rogan.
Elon Musk. Yeah, Joe
Elon Musk.
Rogan already moved there, but yeah, Elon Musk.
Okay,
Damn.
I got him confused.
He had
Yeah,
Eli,
that-
he
that
had-
crazy
He had
timing.
Eli on again. He had
I
Elon
seen
on
that,
again.
but it's on
Spotify.
Spotify, and I hate Spotify.
I did too, but you
We're
can
on
still check it
Spotify.
No, not. I'm a YouTube fan.
Oh, I
so
see.
I like to be
Oh,
visual with
you
my
like
stuff.
you like
get what
to
I'm saying?
listen to stuff and then your
Look at
phone
it.
falls asleep.
But I like
and
to
then
see
you stop
people,
listening
no,
to
not
it.
even that. I like to see people's face expressions when I watch it.
I got you.
Well,
You can actually do that on Apple Music now. So
Oh,
and when your phone falls asleep, it'll still play.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
nice.
Well, I was gonna point this out. And this was a cool.
It's an
Sponsor me,
ad?
Apple Music. Put me on a playlist. Nique the Geek.
Yeah, I'm an unlimited subscriber, so I'm putting my vote in. We need some more Nique the Geek on.
Yes.
I agree.
Put me on like one time. I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
threw
no.
this way
No, no,
out
do
quick.
it.
No, go ahead. It's
one
not
time,
all about nothing, man. You know
one
what I'm
time, Spotify put me on the Fresh Finds playlist.
Really?
Yeah, I got like 20,000.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah, it was dope.
That's awesome. If you are watching us on YouTube, there is a poster on the wall that we brought in specifically for Trent.
Well, the UFO part is definitely for me.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna put that on there.
No.
Think about it. I'm gonna need you to record that so I can put a delay behind
I'll
it.
do it.
Think about it. Think about it.
And look, I'll do the actual what I just did in my voice so we don't get sued later on down the road.
Hum
Just to
it.
make sure.
Hum it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We'll
make
all
sure.
go there. You know, you'll do the whistle. Me and Barrett will go.
Yeah, there you go.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
What the fuck?
Trent's conspiracy.
The feds, a Ponzi scheme.
We need a female to say that part. Trent's
I'm glad y'all like
conspiracy.
this, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to put y'all on.
Hey, no, it's great.
Conspiracy Corner.
We need a disclaimer too. None of these are facts.
That's messed up.
The host.
The host does not agree with this
The
one.
view,
A Trent
the view
fact
of
is
Trent
actually not a fact.
necessarily- Yeah,
at
it's not
least two-
necessarily the view of the other host.
Are we gonna have to put that in the intro now?
Yeah, at least 2/3 of the hosts don't agree with it.
Anytime Trent makes a sound, I do not agree with
Well,
it.
instead of the we'll go humor him.
A Trent fact by definition is actually fictional.
I can't believe I'm letting them clown me like this, guys.
We go on Trent's
crazy.
clues.
Oh man, they hating. They hating because it's facts, baby.
What if everything he's saying right, the government is listening like,
He's
oh,
nailed
I
it.
was,
Yeah, he was mad. Yeah.
I was like,
Hey,
are we dying?
hey, look, I got the power.
I was like, damn, it's raining hard as hell.
It's crowd cheering.
Yeah, me and Nique were on the
Nique
same
got
page.
scared.
I was like, is that
boy.
shit sliding down the wall or
Oh
something?
my god.
Well, I was gonna say this: when it comes to the snowstorm, South Carolina was one of 3 states
That
in
didn't
the
get
US
snow.
Didn't get shit.
Yeah.
Because of course, I just want one day of snow.
No, you don't.
I don't
You want one
Texas
one
No,
day
you
of
don't.
snow in South Carolina will turn to a year.
So
Yes.
and that segues perfectly into the last thing we'll talk about before we take a break. So South Carolina. So it's been a couple weeks since this article came out in Cola Daily. South Carolina reported as ranking second in the most dangerous places to live during the pandemic, based on a study commissioned by Wallet Hub. I don't know who Wallet Hub is, but the study compared the states
The
and the
brother
district.
of Grubhub?
Yeah, do
It's
they
like
deliver
it's like
wallets?
nerd wallet.
It's what they reach into to get their money for Grubhub.
This is clearly not going to be an ad for Wallet. So
We're
the
just shitting on 'em.
the study compared the states and the District of Columbia in 5 different key ratings: rates of COVID-19 transmission, positive tests, hospitalization and deaths, and the share of the eligible population getting vaccinated, or share of eligible population getting vaccinated. Alabama beat us again. Alabama is the only state to rank worse than South Carolina.
Well, I'm pretty sure all those statistics were probably based in Pickens County.
You think so?
Do you have something against them or?
He hates Pickens County, man.
That's because where the tater tots live.
Who are the
Haters.
tater tots?
Clemson.
He's a hater, man.
Oh, okay.
Clemson Pickens A&M, aka
Speaking of-
Clemson does have
Pickens
hella
A&M.
house parties. Like they don't have
do.
bars to go to, so they got a crowd in
They out
somebody's
I'm over here
basement.
petting my tiger.
they're out there in the fields petting, giving COVID to cows and shit.
They're in the basements of frat houses.
Yeah.
Hey, Barrett, ask Nick how I
I
got my
performed
tiger.
at a basement in Clemson.
How many people were in the basement?
Oh, this was a huge basement.
Huge.
It had a stage, a stripper pole, like
So like
it
New
was
Brooklyn,
legit.
but
It
underground.
was crazy.
in a
it
frat
was
house.
crazy.
New Brooklyn.
They had a
underground.
mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Legit
it was
mansion.
like a frat.
Yeah.
it
Was it a frat?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well,
You walk in the
I
double
assume.
doors, and then it's like a big ass staircase going to the second floor. I'm like,
Wow.
this is college living.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
don't want to ever graduate college. This is what I'm going to college for. This house.
I'm on my 5th doctorate.
Little did you know, every dude you seen in there with
You heard
shorts
you got
and
the
flip flops.
going down
Done
the
paid
Yeah.
$3,500
This
for
is
the.
the end game right here.
Yeah.
Where I started.
I could just stay in here. Tuition.
I used to live in a mansion in college, and now I live in a 2-bedroom
apartment. Yeah.
paying debt.
Yeah. It has a balcony that's 3 foot wide. So
Yeah.
he's standing out there.
I go out there and I can stretch my legs a little bit,
A little bit.
It's
No,
on the 5th
no
floor.
cover when it rains, so you can just all you gotta look out the window
That's
when
like
it rains.
these that's
I
like
got a
these
grill out
USC
there.
frat
It's
houses.
big.
They look big as crap from the outside, but if you go in there, it's like a little 2x4 little room. Like it's real
Look
small.
like
Like,
cell blocks.
Yeah.
I have never.
do you know these people
never,
are spending
ever.
like $3,000 dollars like a semester just to stay at a house? Nick?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Is that bad though? $3,000 a semester? How many months are in a semester?
Well, they're only going to
3.
forgive $50,000.
Oh, that's $1,000 a
That's
month.
each kid.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
Think
but
about
Oh,
that.
each kid?
Yeah,
And there
that's
may be-
stay in
there may be
that.
25.
Bruh, that's what it's,
So-
bruh, to be in the
Do they-
fraternities,
and
bruh,
you know what's
it's
crazy?
all about money.
I bet you whoever like is running that fraternity, I don't know, but I bet you they own that too. So
They own the house.
Yeah, so
That
they're
house is
paying
through the
money.
fraternity.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't. I'm not sure. Does University of South Carolina own
No.
those houses?
Oh, no.
you're talking about.
I was talking about in Clemson.
Oh, okay.
But the houses in USC, I do think the fraternities own the actual house.
See, I thought they were leasing them.
Oh, okay, that might be true.
And I may be wrong.
Nah,
I just assumed-
Listen, because this one girl told me she was in a fraternity.
Or
I mean,
sorority.
a sorority. My bad. She was in a
I was
sorority.
gonna say
and
she wasn't a girl.
Superwoman.
Hey,
Lord.
look, she identifies.
Nah.
She identifies as what she wants to identify.
We just had a
as.
conversation, so she can be what she wants to be. Yeah. But nah, she whatever sorority she was in, what do they call the girl?
Zeta
The
Phi
big,
Beta?
The big girl. We'll just call her the big girl.
No, they call them bigs. They call them bigs when the bigs and littles. So her big
That is
mom,
so lame.
her big mom owned that house.
Okay.
So she was like cashing out on the whole sorority.
I'm telling you, bro.
Ah,
I don't doubt
man,
it.
that's a gambit you need
Bruh,
to get in.
like, bruh, fraternities used to book Waka, and it's literally the same money they spent to go towards the house.
Yeah.
It's going towards that.
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna
the
say
whole
something, I ain't
concert,
saying
man.
it
They
now.
got like, oh yeah, we got a budget of $100,000. Who can we
Yeah.
get?
Bruh, for real, Zach, no lie. No lie.
Dude, I've seen it because he made a music video
That's
down
crazy.
I remember
That's
one time
crazy.
somebody hit me, like one of those fraternities hit me up to get Waka, and they was like, "We got 150,000."
there. Is that when he came? That
Or they said like 75,000.
Yeah,
I'm
that said
tripping.
75.
And Waka was like, "Well, I heard. Well,
Here we
who
go.
was managing Waka was like, we'll do it for 25."
And you was like,
And I was like,
profit.
I was like, they'll do it for 30. They'll do it for 30. Just want a little 5 off the top.
32 and a half.
You're a
37 and a
middleman,
half.
you may
baby.
be the man who wrote the
They
check.
shouldn't have asked me.
Never me.
Right. You're the middleman.
That's right.
Well, and that's the thing too. He filmed that music video down there. That was in a frat house, wasn't it?
In Columbia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
So he'd be like, "You
activist.
financing
Yeah.
this shit too?
Right.
Yeah.
While you're gonna pay for everybody to be here.
Mhm.
Why not?
Listen,
They did that for free, though.
some dude paid me $1,000 to smoke a blunt with Waka.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He PayPal'd him, Zach, when we was
No,
at a
he
concert.
Venmo'd. He
Venmo'd,
Venmo'd.
excuse me.
Whatever. That shit is fucking wild.
Ain't that crazy?
Paid me $1,000. I was like, Waka,
This is Waka Flocka. Let's.
$1,000. He want to smoke a blunt with you. He was like, go.
He
get
seemed
him.
cool
Go
as shit,
get
but
him.
this is the guy who went.
Get your money.
Did you ask for the money up front?
Oh, he paid me. He was like, I'll give you $750 now.
Yep.
And then when you spark it up, I'll give you the $250.
Man.
Yep.
You were like,
Any coughing?
Watt was like, nah, I ain't going over there. He had to give him all the money back.
He was like, dude, my dad's gonna dispute this, bro.
White privilege.
We didn't sign shit. You ain't gave me shit.
It was electronic. If you would have put the cash in my hand, it'd be a
Oh, it
different
was
story.
over. Yeah. He would.
I'm like, all right, go ahead, tell the police that you paid me $1,000 to smoke weed.
Yeah.
In South Carolina.
Run and tell that.
Exactly.
Yep. They're gonna go take your shit.
They
That's
are
crazy.
out of here.
All right, guys. I tell you what, we're gonna take a break. We will come back in a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit that Land O'Lakes did. I don't know if you've seen it, but this is pretty funny. So
And I'll tell you how I got my cat.
all right. Yeah,
Fake
we get to
cat.
hear
It's
about
a
the cat.
picture.
All right, the All About Nothing podcast. We'll be right back. We have to thank our sponsor, G.O.T. Sound Studio, and its owner and operator, Dominique Stewart, better known as Nique The Geek. G.O.T. Sound Studios offers a variety of recording experiences from music, voice, and instrumental recordings and production, as well as podcasts. G.O.T. Sound Studio is located in Columbia, South Carolina, and operated by the most talented producer and engineer in the business. G.O.T. Sound Studio is a Black-owned business. Bring your recording business needs here. You can find details on their Facebook page or by calling 803-243-2302 or emailing gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. That's gotsounds@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. All right, Nothingers, I want to cue you in about a friend of the pod, MW Graphics. If you own a business or restaurant and the time has come to build that unique brand, you have got to get a hold of MW Graphics. MW Graphics specializes in brand identity, including logos, business cards, flyers, and anything else to promote your business. And now, MW Graphics offers printing services to help with your clothing needs, including sports teams. I can tell you from our own experience, MW Graphics is responsible for our new logo, as well as the Ball of Duty softball team logo and jersey sponsored by the All About Nothing podcast, and we couldn't be happier with what's been produced. For more information, you can search Facebook for MW87 Graphics. You can email mwgraphics@theallaboutnothing.com. That's mwgraphics@theallaboutnothing.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. Registration is now open for Everplay Sports and Social League's 4th Annual Masters of Putt-Putt. March 27th at Frankie's Fun Park in Columbia, South Carolina. You can sign up now at everplaysocial.com. Deadline for teams and players is March 24th. Teams will compete to be crowned the champions of Everplay Mini Golf. You can find details and rules at everplaysocial.com or follow Everplay Sports and Social on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. Hey everyone, I want to take a quick moment to mention one of our new sponsors, thepaintedmoment.com. That's thepaintedmoment.com. Check this out. Have you ever taken a photo with your phone or digital camera that would look amazing as a watercolor canvas painting? Well, now there's a website ready to take your photo and turn it into digital painted moments. This is how it works. Visit thepaintedmoment.com, follow the instructions, and your digital photo will be enhanced and returned to you with links on where you can have an image printed to canvas or whatever else you'd like to do with it. We've already got a couple of these enhanced photos hanging around the house, and trust me, you'll love what comes out. Thepaintedmoment.com. Create a painted moment in time from your digital photos. Thepaintedmoment.com. Seriously, check them out today. Thepaintedmoment.com. All right, and welcome back to the All About Nothing podcast. That was the most awkward count in I think I've ever gotten in my entire life, and I worked in television once.
He was counting down, I was counting up. He was 3, 2, 1, I was 1, 2, 3.
You crossed paths.
Barrett's just like numbers.
There was swords crossing. And,
We met at 2. It's all good.
2-1. So welcome back to the All About Nothing podcast. We are live recording in the G.O.T. Sound Studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. This is the new studio, and if you're watching us on the actually I can't even tell where that's pointing. Right yes, here. I can. No, it's perfect. If you're watching us on YouTube, then you're looking at the top of Trent's head, which actually
it looks like the bottom of his chin.
At least I don't look like Tory Lanez up there.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Look, don't feel too bad. All of mine is
187. 187. 187.
I've come to grips. Once the beard comes in full, I'm just gonna go bald.
Like this?
Trent, you're almost 30. Your beard's not growing
trading
anymore.
You mean like
hey, you know what you got to do? I ain't mean to talk shit, by the way. But you know what you need to do?
That's the worst karma.
You know what you should do?
You hear that?
Check it out.
That's a no offense.
All you got to do is wash it, condition it, and moisturize it, and it'll go.
That's what I've been doing.
No way.
100%.
No way you've been doing that.
I have.
This beard is 100%.
I have a beard wash just like something.
You have a regimen
like just for my beard.
Hey,
I gotta be.
you know what you should try, and you can try this on your head too. And nah, it's not like that, man.
He trying to Tory Lanez me.
I'm a little tipsy, so I'm.
Bear tried to get me last
filter.
week with the pool. Now you trying to come through with the hairline.
You got to get
and I'm not going.
You got to get the hymns for him.
I'm not going for it, brother.
Hey, they have doctors that will prescribe shit to you
for hymns, bro.
Should I go to?
You seen it?
Should I go to Bosley? Is that what y'all
I
saying?
almost tried
No, for him.
I almost tried
ad?
on my
Y'all trying
beard
to
right
plug
here.
in
I
right
want
now?
this bald spot to fill in on my beard. I was about to get some hymns.
You know, Barrett and I can't relate to y'all right now.
I shaved this morning.
Y'all look like mountain men. Y'all look like y'all lived in the mountains all y'all life.
Fucking white privilege.
Beards are white privilege now.
Hold on, I can grow a beard that scare y'all, man. Big curly
James
one.
Harden the fuck out of it.
Make my chin look strong.
That's like CJ at work when we worked at Eller Brothers.
All the good genes are gone.
I grow a beard, my voice get deep. Beard get 2 inches, I come here like,
He turned into.
yo, what's up, yeah.
You'll be like, you Rick Ross it.
He probably be in the studio like, yeah.
How y'all doing? It's Nique The Geek.
You know what I say?
Yeah, I just grow a beard. My voice
This beard
got
is
deep.
pulling on my vocal cords.
Come here, sound like Morgan Freeman.
Should I get to
Shoot
it?
this motherfucker.
Well, today.
Let's talk about how I got my cat, Barry. Let's
All right,
segue
well,
to my cat.
okay, how,
You know
how
what
did
I'm
you get your
saying?
cat?
So
I don't think it's
If you
hung
look-
Just
legally.
for the record, he's talking about a picture on the wall.
Yeah.
of a tiger.
because look, y'all,
It's
if
cross-eyed.
you watch
And you
from
know what?
YouTube,
That tiger is actually looking dead at him. Nobody else but him.
that's right. If
That
you,
means you're about to be attacked.
if you're
That's
looking
not
at
what I'm getting out of this tiger.
if you're looking at YouTube, you will see
He like, why did he buy me?
this
That's what I'm
nasty-
getting.
This nasty Carolina Gamecock color that's matching Zach's shirt right now. You're
It
looking
looks
at
all
it
right.
right now.
It looks good.
No, I had to bring.
fantastic.
I
For
had
the
to-
record, didn't he?
I didn't
paint
want to bring
the
purple.
wall?
Yeah.
Trent, were you the whole time
Actually,
going,
Trent did not
"Yeah,
paint
yeah,
this
yeah."
one.
I didn't paint the
Oh,
original.
you
didn't paint
with
this
the-
one.
with the little.
The thing
with the little
was,
roller?
everybody left me hanging, so I painted this a color that was
He's right.
pissed.
He's right.
Trent left. Oh, I left you hanging.
For this room, yeah.
Well, I mean, at least he's right
I'm
about
sorry.
me. He's
You know
right
what I'm
about
saying?
me.
So I was like, because
This is one out of the what
this
rooms I haven't
originally,
painted?
this
We ain't gonna
originally
talk
was
about
gonna be an orange color, but I was
Okay.
like, if I'm gonna paint this myself, I gotta piss somebody off.
He pissed me off. So look, we're in Goodwill picking up these nice paintings, as you see.
Also, actually, Zach got the best end of the deal all the way around. 360, because not only is this shit painted the same color as the Gamecocks,
Yes.
we put fucking DC on the wall
yeah,
instead of
that's right.
Marvel.
That's
There is a lot of DC
as
on
soon
the
as
wall.
Trent sent me that video, I'm like, DC?
We put DC on the wall. I was
There's
like,
a lot of DC on the wall.
I'll tell you what, I'll make it right. I'll bring you some comics we can hang on the wall and some frames.
Marvel only.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
Marvel
about.
only.
I got
Like,
We
this
got
is too
it.
much. You know I don't like Batman.
So
I absolutely hate Batman. Batman's the worst of all the DC characters.
God.
he's trying to segue out of this. He's trying to understand. Look,
Like I like Lex Luger better than Batman.
I'm in Goodwill. And I'm like, Nique, these paintings right here, they're good. I'm like, yo, but this cat though, I gotta get this cat.
Trent,
and
you
he
got-
was
you got
like,
one-
I
Nique-
argue him down.
Nique was in there. Nique was about me and Nique almost got into.
But we got no
full-fledged
we almost
fight
got no physical fight in there
about
that
this painting. I'm like, Nique,
I was
it's
like-
gonna fit perfect.
It's so random. It's so random.
cat. Check this out. The worst part is after I argued him down, as we were walking out with the picture, everybody on the way out was complimenting the picture.
Yeah, the lady at the counter was like, "That's a really nice picture." And then these two young kids, they're
little
like
kid.
7 or 8. They're like, "Cool picture, man." It's like this
we got
blonde
the car,
lady.
Yeah, we got the car. I was like, fuck them kids' opinion.
Nique was like, "Fuck them kids."
And it should be on a van or something.
I have to, on the side of a
It's
van.
old, man.
This looks like
old school.
this looks like a bachelor pad of a 45-year-old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
what-
worst.
Look at that. That's what we're going for. We're going for the old school look.
No, man, this is
legit.
tiger skin rug
No, this
pictures. This is what it is, and,
Bruh.
and cheetah print on your bed.
Hey, look. Don't
this
tempt
is
me.
Quagmire.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't tempt me. I was
He
in.
is a quagmire.
Hey, look,
This
don't
is
tempt
Quagmire.
me. I was in Ollie's and I was looking at.
No.
We do need a
tiger
rug,
skin.
but no.
The tiger skin ones. Oh man, like the fake ones. Oh, they was hard.
Get lion
I'm
skin.
Coming, I'm coming for it.
Get chicken feathers from Zach.
I guess we'll get a lot of those this year.
Oh, man.
What the wins we'll get. But we can talk about that later. Let's segue into something else, Bill. What we got?
Yeah, let's get over your shitty picture.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got to do something in favor of everybody else because Trent and Zach got everything they wanted. A big cat.
No, you asked me what color should we paint the room.
That's
I
for
said
you.
garnet.
I bought that. Look at the one over there. I bought that one for you. Your favorite rapper said that.
Used to be. my
Real
favorite
G's
rapper.
move.
Now he's my
like
second
silent,
favorite.
In silence, like.
Who painted that?
My girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, did I approve outside artwork?
I didn't.
I'm playing.
See what I dealt with in Goodwill? You get what I'm saying? You're like, yo, I can't even put this
Did
in
I
here?
say she could paint something for the podcast? She probably gonna hear this and be like, "Okay, Nique."
Yeah.
I can do that.
Wait,
got you.
does she listen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could bring some art too. I forgot about that. I got some actual.
No more
I thought
girlfriend
you-
paintings. I'm playing. This must be a sipping paint. A craft and draft. I'm joking. I'm joking.
A pour and
Listen,
draw.
if you're listening, you know that we're cool.
That's fucked up.
For the record,
That's fucked up.
there's been quite a bit of champagne.
Yeah,
in
I'm very
celebration.
drunk.
Baby, I'm gonna beat him up.
I'm very drunk right
I'll
now.
beat him up. I'm beating him up.
We
after this.
might not do anything real on the rest of this podcast.
Yeah, we may
This
not
might just
do
be a
that.
stand-up.
It's the All About Nothing podcast. That's what it's all about.
You got to come for the good time in the conversation.
That's
Where
right.
it flows, when it flows, it's great.
Exactly.
But we do need to know what happened to the Land O'Lakes woman.
Oh,
So,
yes.
as part of
And
responsible
Jemima.
advertising,
I'll find that. I'll find that.
Yeah, find
as
that.
part of responsible advertising, Land O'Lakes butter has become more woke. Fair enough.
Is that what we
Maybe.
call it these days? Or is it rebranding?
I think it was a car driving another car into the pylons until they stopped.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So apparently they're taking responsibility for their messaging and advertising. But in recognition, farm-owned Land O'Lakes and CEO Beth Ford has done the whitest thing that anyone could possibly do. They have removed the Native American girl from the land.
yeah, they just took her ass out.
Taking the people away from their land once again.
Speaking of removing things, I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Did they take Aunt Jemima?
Yes,
That's what
I'm
he's
trying to find the new
That's what
name
he's
of
looking
it.
for. That's what he's looking for right now.
Well, and,
That's what we talking about.
and Uncle
But
Ben.
what we're talking about,
I
yeah,
think
Uncle
Uncle
Ben
Ben's
is
been
going.
taken
Why
off.
is that? You know why, right? Because there was never a black guy named Uncle Ben.
Wait a minute,
And I don't think there was
it's-
actually an Aunt Jemima. Was there an Aunt
No,
Jemima?
there was not an Aunt
It was a
Jemima.
lady. She was chained to a.
yeah.
She was actually chained to that table.
So
that
instead
that
of
picture was
instead of her
on.
whole instead of the bottle of
Citation
Aunt
needed.
Jemima,
Really?
She was chained. It's a picture of her chained to that
Oh
table.
my
Citation
God.
needed.
They should put that whole picture on there. Like,
It is.
Yeah,
full
exactly.
body
All right,
picture.
so they
I mean,
the
changed
full body picture with the chains and everything.
if it's an Aunt Jemima, technically, if it's Aunt Jemima, the actual bottle, it should have been her hands behind her like this.
Bro, it was. I'm telling you, it's like
the back of the bottle should have had that.
What we got?
They are now the Pearl Milling.
Wow.
Pearl Milling Company. Everybody.
So what is
the whitest.
So you
name
think she
ever.
actually smiled when she was?
Pearl.
You think she smiled? in that picture?
She didn't smile.
Uh,
She was probably like-
heard that.
Look
It was
it
like
up.
paint a
How
smile
long
on
to look it
her.
up? You look
Oh,
it
you
up. You
got-
got a computer.
That's crazy.
I don't have the Wi-Fi because Nique doesn't give it.
Wi-Fi ain't free around here. All right. That's a new G.O.T. rule. You must be a paying customer to get the Wi-Fi.
That's messed up.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. I got my 4G hotspot.
Yeah, I got some hotspot if you like it. It's limited.
Okay, give me that.
So yeah, the package just shows the scenic view now and the forest background. So now there is less Native American in the Land O'Lakes butter.
That was
Yeah, what was the sidebar?
yeah.
Oh,
We said-
I was giving him my Wi-Fi, my hotspot.
Is
password.
it?
Yeah, he didn't want everybody to.
Did
be
you
near
did you
him.
feel
My
okay about
password
writing
to my
Gamecock
hotspot
number
is
one?
G.O.T. Sound.
I don't think it was Gamecocks #1, but I think it was something similar.
Gamecock
It
number
was
34.
what's your favorite quarterback from Gamecock?
Connor Shaw Love
Steven
69.
Garcia is my favorite.
It was probably like 1982 or something. The last time they were good.
And see, they're pissing me off because I don't forgot it that quick. Just like
Well, you've had a bit.
Oh man, I forgot my Dragon Ball Z stickers.
a bit.
Oh, just
you see that?
Mr. Popo
Yeah,
came
that's,
in.
that's what made me think about it.
Wait, which one's Mr. Popo? That's not the.
I don't think they
They
have
don't make
any-
stickers.
Not in 2021.
Not to make Mr. Popo sick.
They burned them at the factory. Hey,
They're still making them. They just burn them.
The head at the factory was like, "Don't let that shit leave here."
I don't know. This KK, Mr. KKK, he bought them all. I don't.
Yeah, like
America
Cruz,
KKK.
Houston, Texas.
like the Popos keep selling out. I'm not understanding.
Mr. Cruz?
Yeah, exactly.
Going to a motorcycle bar and they're all on the bathroom wall. The Popo sticker.
Over the glory hole.
Oh my God!
Why is this motorcycle bar only have a men's room?
Right, that's usually how they are.
But I'm sure it's a lady on the other side.
It's got 2 men's rooms. What's up with that?
They let them be their self there. Man.
They have men and menlier men.
Oh, shit.
It scares Zach out of his mind.
They're woke there.
No matter what bathroom you're going, they all stand up.
How are you today?
Number
Snow
one
White?
and
I'm
number
good.
two. There's no
Yeah.
stalls.
Yeah.
All urinals.
It's all plopping.
You better figure this out, man.
Oh,
You've been sitting down your whole way here on the motorcycle. You're standing.
I heard one of the worst stories from where Zach and I work once, where one of the individuals that I used to work with said that he walked into our bathroom upstairs in the 2nd floor, walked into our bathroom to find a guy turned around on the urinal.
Dumping in it?
Yeah.
You know what I really hate? I hate those urinals that go all the way down to the floor.
Why?
Oh, it's just weird, man. Come
No,
on.
the worst is the ice troughs when you hit a piece of ice and piss goes shooting sideways.
I don't like the trough.
I'll tell you
hate
why.
the trough.
Yeah.
Because in the summertime, it hits your legs.
If you're wearing shorts, you're coming out nasty.
Yeah, you got bumps all on your legs. You can't explain. You got shin peas.
The original.
Man, I don't know. That's just a picture.
This is the original.
It needs to be Snoped.
Hold on. Can you lean it forward real quick? Like lean your screen forward.
Look at the picture. Look at the bottom.
Did she chain? She's
She's
seriously
chained
She
to-
is chained.
I told you.
There is a chain attached to her right
Yeah,
leg.
but who says that's Aunt Jemima?
Well, she's carrying pancakes, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be Aunt Jemima.
So every black woman who carries pancakes is Aunt Jemima.
And
that
chained to-
woman
I'll tell you one
carrying
thing.
is Aunt
She
Jemima.
That ain't who
definitely
was on the
created
box.
pancakes. she
invented
definitely
pancakes.
invented pancakes.
But that's not the woman on the box.
Yeah, it is. She's smiling.
Well,
It's
listen,
not.
they had to paint her back in the day, bro.
Aunt Jemima.
It's not.
It was either paint her or put that picture up there.
Do you want to talk about Cracker Barrel
Do you
this
want
week?
the, do you want the chain around the logo?
Do you want Cracker Barrel this week? Is that what you want?
Oh fuck!
Oh,
Trent,
you don't know about Cracker Barrel, huh?
No, she is on here.
I just want to say. I
told
Let me see.
you.
Let me see. I just want to
That's the
say
original lady.
that I went to the Biltmore
Cracker Barrel.
and I looked at
2 whips.
Man, that's
Oh,
not what it's
wow.
about.
Have you never looked at that?
No, Snopes said it. That's not what it was.
Who is Snope?
Snopes is the
It's the fact finding.
they do articles on they do fact finding articles.
So even if Washington Post wrote an article, if they
Is
didn't
Snope
cite their
owned by white
source-
people?
No,
How you know that?
it's about everything.
But how you know that though?
Wait, is it owned by
They
white
cite
people?
their
Is that what you
sources.
just asked?
Yeah.
When they find something,
You know,
they
history
cite
books
their
were made by
sources.
white people, right?
Sure, you remember in English class in high school when you
Bibles
wrote a
too.
paper and you had to cite your source?
You never saw. Well, never mind. I can't say that because I ain't read the whole Bible.
I can't hear.
I have twice.
I'm gonna transition to something else, and I can't verify whether this is a white guy or not. But
No
from
wonder why you don't believe in God, because you actually read the Bible. No Christian has ever read the whole Bible.
I've
Through and
read
through?
the Bible.
You read the whole Bible?
I've
Twice.
read the Bible.
How long did that take you?
Junior year and then the end of senior year.
It's not. It really isn't.
And
that
you didn't
long.
skip a page.
No.
Well, if you read, which Bible did you read?
I also went to youth group every
Did you
week.
read King James?
I remember that.
It was
the King
went,
James
we
is
watched
missing
Super Bowl
seven
at
chapters.
church.
Yeah,
Really?
Church,
yeah.
Well, the Catholic Bible is the only one that still has all of the chapters.
Did
from
you
the
read the
Torah.
Catholic one?
The new King James.
Nope, missing 7 chapters.
Then
Yeah, King James is the one that like
I read-
interpreted
I
for
read
like
them
or
in-
normal people.
I read
Did
them
you read the
in
Book of Enoch?
Tandem. Enoch, of course.
Did you read the book of? Yeah, nah. it's
Wisdom.
Enoch.
Do you read the Book of Wisdom?
Nah, that's a.
They're all in
Wait,
there.
what?
The Catholic
What Bible?
is what I
Yeah,
was
what
raised
Bible
on.
has the Book
Okay.
of Enoch? They took
I'm
that.
not sure.
They
Don't-
took that
don't
out.
ask me for
Well,
that.
I read it in tandem. It was the New King James, and then you had the Message, which the Message is basically a modern translation of it.
You know what the Book of Enoch is, right?
The
It's
place
the-
that most people start reading the Bible is the Book of John, the
Yeah.
first Book of John.
The Book of Enoch is the book, like the part about the Bible where they like talk about the giants,
Oh, it
where
okay.
Goliath
yeah.
comes from.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's where you get
The Watchers.
You're talking about what's the name? The Behemoth, and then
But they took that out. It was like
Oh, this sounds like too much bullshit.
Yeah, they took it out. Basically, I'm gonna tell you the short of the story. I'm gonna tell you the short of the story.
We talked about this earlier.
There were these angels called the Watchers.
Is his story.
So we're gonna open with he turns blood. he turns water into wine, and then we convince them to drink his blood.
Yeah. No, it does.
And then we're gonna go to giants.
I'll tell you right now. And
look,
this
the
isn't-
Bible. Hold on. The Bible, not the Bible. That the Book of Enoch is about the Watchers, the angels that watched over Earth.
Okay,
and they like
that's where the Nephilim come from, right?
Yeah, I think so. They like yearn for all the women on Earth, and then I don't know who gave them permission, but somebody, I guess it was
the
God,
Dark Lord.
But they gave them permission. They was like, well, since you like this stuff so much, go down and indulge yourselves.
Nice.
And they brought the women fashion, they brought the women gold, all of that. That's why diamonds are a lady's best friend and all that. And they had babies with them, and all the babies were giants. And the giants were like destroying everything and all that. That's where Goliath comes from. Like,
you need to tell me this. When in the Bible is Satan the bad guy? No part.
That's a very scary question. And I'm gonna give you
no point is Satan the bad
I'm gonna
guy.
give it.
They have a book of Lucifer too.
Adam and Eve.
Well,
it's the only time.
No,
that was a snake.
What was bad
that
about
wasn't.
That was the devil sent in the form of a snake.
What did he do? He said, "Why can't you eat that? It's the tree."
He questioned God.
It's the tree of knowledge.
He questioned God.
The tree of good and
Once
evil.
you question
God did not want you to have knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it looks like, right?
Jesus is not the. I mean, Satan is not the bad guy in there. I mean, even when he talked to Jesus, he was like, "Well, if he's going to save you, then you can jump off of this, right?"
Right. That is what he said.
So he was.
I mean, paraphrasing,
questioning that Satan's whole line is like, "Fucking don't ask." That's the whole thing. Don't ask.
Yeah.
You're right.
Don't ask.
Just do.
You wanted to ask a question.
I didn't want to ask a question. I just know before we started this podcast, we were talking about the I Want to Believe poster.
Right.
And I wanted to get my theory on it.
All right.
And I actually got this from a podcast I did like years and years ago.
I'm all about this UFO shit, so bring it.
Nah, it's not even UFO really. It's just a conspiracy on gods and aliens.
So
and I don't necessarily 100% believe this because I do believe in God. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question before you get into it. Do you actually believe that the famous people are actually aliens?
No.
Absolutely not.
And I'll tell you this, I don't believe.
Did you see the disappointment?
He was like, I said absolutely not.
I'll tell you this, I won't come out and say there's no God. I'm just saying if there is one, it's not the Christian
The way
God.
they do it.
It's the same as the best way it was put is you're going to have a 20-some-odd year Major League Baseball career, but your entire career is judged off the first at-bat.
I heard somebody say this
You hit a
to
home
me.
run, you hit a strikeout, that's it. That's forever.
Yeah. I heard somebody say this to me, and I like it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to dig deeper than this, but I like what they said. But it was like, God is love. You know what I'm saying?
But there's a hell, so that's not true, right?
The hell ain't love.
Well, but
God's responsible.
Hell
for
is
hell
the
too.
love of that vice, though.
Love is vengeance.
What you,
I mean,
what
God,
you did
love
to
is
get to
vengeful.
hell.
That's not love.
Wait, anyway, I don't want to do all that right now. We can be here all day because I definitely said that wrong because I'm drunk.
I love this theological stuff, man. We could go down this hole.
Yeah,
I love it.
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But anyway, I just want to say what.
Don't be scared of it.
I
man.
talked about it on this other podcast. But anyway, it had to do with gods and aliens and all that. But I'm going to give you the short of it because I'm a little tipsy.
The Sumerians and the Anunnaki.
He's tipsy off of Andre, everybody. Andre.
See, Steve Aoki, you bringing him back up. I don't know anything about
He looks like Steve Aoki
I don't
over
know
here.
about nothing about the Steve
Aoki's.
Aokis.
Nephilim.
Anyway.
Never met him.
So they're like, in a sense, the world is on this ongoing cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And in this cycle,
is it rinse repeat?
I'm drunk. What am I trying to say? Humans.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Humans get so advanced that they self-destruct.
Sure.
Meaning there's a point
every day
in time. There's a point in our time right now where we're going to get so advanced that this shit is going to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to like lead us into self-destruction. Mm-hmm. Whether that be we can't survive without it. Mm-hmm. So when we finally lose it, we all die off.
I think that's the internet.
Or something, some way that we're leading ourselves to a path of destruction, and it's because of how advanced we're becoming.
It's the internet.
All right,
well, that's,
listen,
that's part of the Fermi paradox as well.
So basically, the only people that survive this type of thing will be the people rich enough to pay to survive.
Sure.
The people smart enough to survive, and the primitive people that are still living like primitive people that really don't know what's all out here.
Like uncontacted
That
tribes.
won't be-
Like the Amish?
Exactly.
Like the Amish?
And listen,
Oh, they're contacted.
and once
really?
For sure.
once everything goes up in smoke and the smoke clears, the scientists and the rich people, they come out of their little
Cubby holes.
shelters and holes, and they go and find the primitive people, and they show them their ways. And those people view them as gods. They view them as aliens. Like they're not from this world because of the technology
And
they
they advance
have,
the way
the
they-
knowledge they have. You know what I'm saying? And those those primitives become what we were once.
Yeah.
So they slowly advance. You know what I'm saying? They tell the
That's-
story.
I
they-
get that.
Yeah, they
Completely.
tell the stories of all the gadgets that these scientists and people had because of when we were so advanced. We had these ones.
Sure.
So they still have these things. They still have knowledge of these things.
Yeah.
So they tell the stories of those things, which gives you like the drawings on the wall,
Right.
of shit,
Right,
and
right.
the Bible verses, like
Sure.
like some of those things in the Bible are now possible. Like they seem fathomable.
Like walking on water.
Like a lot of that
It's
stuff
definitely
seems
possible
unfathomable in the Bible, but over time it becomes possible. Like that the shit that killed the Jericho. What's it called?
The walls of Jericho, the trumpets.
The trumpets. Like at one point, the military was using that
The horn.
Yeah.
horn underwater. They were testing it underwater, and that's why we had that big ass beach well issue, because it killed all those whales.
Right.
And those whales washed up. And that started that whole mermaid
But I think
conspiracy.
the only
and
it's very sound if you go about it. It's completely plausible.
plausible,
right?
yeah.
So the problem is what you're doing is creating a hypothesis, and then the burden of proof is on you to prove it. When you proselytize it and you come about saying it, so that's the problem when people come and like, this is the truth, this is it. Yeah. You have to go back. Well, most people are going to be like, well, I need to know, like, prove it. My point in contention is something I've noticed going on is within evangelical circles, Christian circles, is that they're very susceptible to also believe QAnon shit.
Sure.
Real quick.
Which is something, and that's not everybody. So people listening, don't take that as everybody. Yeah, there's Christians out there who are like, QAnon's insane. Of course it is. If you're a reasonable person, that's such a fringe thing to even think.
Right.
But those are the people who are coming out and going like QAnon's real, are also super evangelical, super Christian. And I was thinking this the other day. I'm like, I saw someone on Facebook who I know is super Christian who was like, they're blocking the truth about the pandemic and shit like that. And I'm just like, time out. Like if think about people 2,000 years ago, how susceptible they were without the fucking internet.
Exactly.
Someone could come down the road and tell you, this guy just rose from the dead. Follow us. We got people.
Right.
Dude, hearsay was so big back then. The only way you got news is by homie telling you that shit.
Right. Or Paul Revere running down.
Dude, British are coming.
British are coming. Them
Paul
were
came.
never
Paul
around.
came
I'm
back
sorry.
from shit
I was so sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
I didn't even
Blame it
hear
on
what happened.
Andre. I did not mean to say that
Okay,
word.
let me ask you a question. I want to get into something real.
For real. Okay.
Why do you think human life only has like 100 years max?
It's gravity, man. Takes a hold of you.
Gravity, yeah. Gravity makes us age, and the stuff we put in our bodies.
Yeah, the way you live.
Yeah.
Even if you live right, you could still die.
That's what I'm saying. That's the scary part, right?
It's a crapshoot, right? Like, so there's a healthy guy who gets COVID and dies from it, when a 98-year-old woman who
also gets it.
Yeah,
Fights
and
it,
survives
yeah.
and lives and lives to be 110. Who knows? Like, it's
You know, I also heard. I'm sorry, I was still in my theory, but I also heard that there is, what's it called?
we're gonna call this Nique, the bubbly Nique episode.
And it starts at his toes and it twinkles his nose.
I don't think you know the real meaning of that song.
Nobody did. That's why she called it
Don't
bubble.
do that at the table.
Anyway, the pyramids, like they're carbon dating on the pyramids that suggests that like there's rain damage on there that suggests that the pyramids have been there since that part of the world was a rainforest, or they've been there since before the Ice Age.
I'll tell you this: Cleopatra was closer to the invention of the iPhone than she was the Great Pyramids.
Really?
Yep.
Tell me why.
No, the years. She was closer years-wise to the invention of the iPhone than when the pyramids were created.
Oh, okay. I thought you was like she was on to something.
So meaning,
no.
So meaning,
I'm about to say she was like, we will hold a device in our hand.
The
so
time
meaning
she
you will
exists-
never explain how the pyramids got here.
Yes,
they
you
will
can.
never.
Yes, you
explain.
can. They already have.
Yeah, it was humans.
Yeah, it was people.
How'd they
Ancient
get-
Aliens is a very, very bullshit.
How they get it at the top? How they get the one at the top?
Bought labor
Ramps?
and then certain slave labor. There's actually no evidence that Jews were actually enslaved by Egypt either.
Oh wow.
Yes, that's
There's
a fact.
labor. Hey, there's evidence that some slavery went on here though.
Oh, for sure.
So people don't act like it.
Yeah,
Y'all-
no, there's letters written and shit.
You honestly,
like it's a one
but
on
these are tons and pounds.
Yeah,
like,
man. There's ways to do that.
Yeah, there's ramps and levees.
And if
well, not
you-
levees.
I mean-
Levers and ramps and ropes. And,
They Egypt had.
Hey, I'm about to ask a
down.
question I've always wondered, and please don't judge me. I just don't know this thing. But when I know, I'll know. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't know,
What do
then
they make
you'll
ropes out of?
know. Anything,
Yeah,
reeds,
hemp.
all kinds of stuff.
So what
Hair?
do they make ropes out of that is strong enough to hold heavy shit like that?
The thing that
it's
makes
just
them.
it's the
intertwining.
it's the intertwining of them that strengthens them. So you could take like Zach's hair, and that single strand of hair isn't very strong, but then you add another strand of hair to it. Now it's double the strength. Add another hair strand. Now it's triple the strength.
Okay,
It's
so
just-
my thing is like they'll have like 100-foot, 50-foot rope.
Yeah,
Like,
but they
nobody
were-
has hair that long.
So, but they were
back
also,
in the day, those were tied off though.
and what they would also do is they would use the bark of trees and things like that and pound them into strands, and then it's a simple.
There's
it's just
ways
that
to
it's-
fuse.
See, yeah. So just from hearing that, man, like I feel like people back then were genius enough to get
Okay,
it done.
okay.
Well, think about it too. Back in the day,
okay, go ahead.
no, sorry. Yeah, back in the day, you didn't have TV. You didn't have fuck else to do but be a productive fucking member of society.
You're right.
Think about that.
You're right.
There was no
So
Facebook.
What
there
were
was
you?
no
What were
Twitter,
you? They
Instagram.
weren't sitting around making podcasts.
Listen, that's why it's so hard
Right.
to like watch a movie about that stuff because they add so much of today to it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Musicals.
I mean,
and
they
all
got
that.
to because they don't know what.
Yeah, could
they
you
don't know
imagine
what it
how
was like.
boring, a movie
95%
about?
of movies are just
Like
so
people, like they were literally. I don't know, but you know, in my mind, they were literally living like animals. They were learning and passing down information.
I'll tell you this: the first podcast I was ever
I
on.
learned that on that movie Lucy. My bad.
Oh, sorry, you're good.
Like as an animal, as a mammal, your job is to settle, breed, and pass down information.
Let me tell you this: the first podcast I was ever on, and I think Barrett, you knew this, but it was a Christian podcast where they're apologetics, which
Oh,
apologists
right.
explain. They try to reason their way into why God exists. And they made an episode, and I wrote them I messaged them on Facebook, and I was like, "Your last podcast was insanely just flawed." And they called me, and I sat at lunch on my phone and had a whole podcast interview arguing with these guys. And the one point they made is like, "So Zach, what would you say if someone got their leg cut off and it grew back?" I would
It's
say,
never happened, has it?
no, it's never
Okay.
happened.
That's amazing science.
And I was like,
But he got crazy.
well, the
genes.
point they brought up is like, I would say that's a miracle that God had to intervene with that. I was like, I could easily just say that he's a mutant and that we need to go find Professor Xavier because he just grew his fucking leg back. And they're like, well, that's insane. I was like, you're saying a guy in the sky just did it. I was like, how is that more insane? Like, what?
I still believe in God. Just want to let y'all know that.
But I had just enough evidence as they did.
Right.
That's my
You're
point.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So again, I'm not saying there's not a higher power
That's
than me.
why his story is his story.
It's a story.
That's a fact.
Amen.
Hey, lightning ain't struck me yet.
Hey, that was great.
It was.
I
was.
Got to put your truth out there, no matter what it is,
Yeah.
unless it's bigoted and racist. Then keep it to
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep that in your pocket.
look. I said
You and Miss Green.
I said something this week to I want to say not a friend, an acquaintance.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to say this to had a conversation this week, and one of the things I told him was, I feel like if I see you flying a Confederate flag in front of your house, that you are advertising what you believe. Therefore, I can walk past your house with my kids and say, look, kids, that's where the racist lives.
100%.
Hey.
Or if I see that Trump flag, I'm saying the same thing.
Especially after he's not in office anymore.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I
this is lingering racism, bro.
I went to church today and I see
it's like a lingering fart.
In Little Mountain, like right beside the gas station.
First of all, you were in Little Mountain, so I'm going to point out there were probably a lot of Trump flags you just happened to not see.
They been stubborn, man. They caught a bunch of trees in Mountain.
You're right.
I don't care what you say. This is a Little Mountain.
At best, a hill.
It's a hill. It's the biggest fucking
Yeah, it's the biggest hill ever.
You ain't driving over it.
This is
Nah,
elevation.
You
This is elevation at its best.
Right. They stop you at the top.
I got to agree with Nique on this one.
Glorified elevation.
It is not. It is not the.
It has a peak and a summit.
Yeah, that's it.
It does. Your ears will pop.
You will pop.
My ears have never popped in Little Mountain.
You
You can't drive.
No, you
Hold on.
gotta go up. all the way up.
I went all the way up to that place where the tower is.
Yeah, it's a power tower.
Yeah, the power tower. Ears never popped, and that was probably the highest point of Little Mountain.
I remember
You still
Tower
got
of
a pressure
Power.
in your
I don't
head.
remember
That's
Power
the deal.
Tower.
That's what we used to call it, slang for it.
Tower.
But my
Power.
church is right beside where the power tower is.
Yeah.
It's
Shelby lives
literally
down
right
there too.
Really,
You know what
that's
they used to
crazy.
call that growing up? They used to call it the Autobahn.
Yep,
because
the
when
Autobahn.
there's no speed limit to how
Oh, yeah,
fast
when
you
you go
roll
down that
on your
shit.
bike.
Boogie.
Oh
down
my
that fucking
God.
So wait, you would take your bike to the top.
All
of it.
And
the way
ride
to
it
the
all the
top.
way down and hope you live.
Yeah.
Well, they got those back roads too that you just
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man. Well,
the Dodge
guys,
Charger flies through it.
Do we have to drop?
Hey,
Should we? No,
First
we
of all, hats off to the people that like reference the Autobahn. Like, how did you know about the Autobahn?
Yeah.
Dodge
crazy.
Autobahn.
Like that's a interstate in Germany with no speed limit.
right.
And
Like
they
I had
made
to
it all the
Google
way-
that. I was like, why are they calling it this?
You didn't know that?
No,
because there's no speed limit.
I didn't learn that until I was in like
There's
high
2 lanes with
school
no speed
history
limit, if I
class.
remember correctly.
I was like, oh shit.
That's what they
That's
do.
why they call it the Autobahn.
Is that's where they do the cannonball race, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, cannonball race.
That's where the Lamborghinis and Porsches, all the fast cars, are legal.
Somebody had
Yeah,
my
Autobahn.
Cobra Mustang on that bad boy, and I remember watching that video. Like, I need to get to the Autobahn. How do I
Man.
do this?
You wouldn't have made it through them hills. You wouldn't have made it through.
No, the real Autobahn.
I know you wouldn't have made
There
it
ain't
through
no
the
hills in
Not
that.
I'm
the
just
Little
saying.
Mountain Autobahn. Man. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining us, the All About Nothing podcast. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at AAN_pod. The show at theallaboutnothing.com is our email address. You can also leave us a message, 803-672-0533. Special thanks, Nique The Geek, engineer and producer, as well as owner and operator of the G.O.T. Sound Studio here in Columbia, South Carolina. To book studio time, you can call 803-243-2302, or you can email gotsounds at theallaboutnothing.com or find links on theallaboutnothing.com and our Friends of the Pod section. Thanks, Zach King, Trent Clark, Nique The Geek. Another episode in the books. Thank you very much for listening. You all have the absolute best week that you can. Trent, I'm going to hand it to Zach.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
you
he
know,
lost, right?
He
He
did
lost
lose.
his bet.
It wasn't a bet.
He got to get hit. You said with a wet noodle. A wet pool
Oh,
noodle.
that is true.
You said
you
it.
could get hit by a wet pet
No.
noodle.
Yeah, you
Wet-
did. If you lost
noodle.
to the kid.
He said pet noodle.
I did say a pet
Lord.
noodle.
A
What
wet
pet?
noodle. A wet pool noodle.
Is it a
be
pet
off.
dog or a pet horse?
We're about to go to Dollar General right now.
All right, fellas. The All About Nothing
Trent, we don't
podcast.
fight.
Thank you very much for listening. We'll check you all out
Have
next
a
week.
Be kind, rewind.
Baby, baby.
Baby, baby, how do you sit still?
I just want to apologize in advance. Because I was drunk as hell.
How you get drunk so quick?
It's your fault. I'm drinking.
Look how
your
small
Andre.
he is.
I mean, I guess.
I didn't eat anything all day.
Oh, yeah.
You have like 20 years of drinking to get that shit right.
I said the N word. That's why I was like,
Did you? Oh, I didn't even hear it.
I thought you said it, but it didn't faze me. Either.
I didn't even hear it.
I said, fuck Ted Cruz, and I don't know if you're going to beat that out, too. I think the N-word is the only thing that needs to go.
You know how many people say fuck? I literally read a tweet saying he's a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.